Hi everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and today I have for you this sweet little card using the new photopolymer stamps. These stamps are amazing. I love them so much. And look how clear it is. And of course, there's my, a little bling right here and some bling right here. I had to add the bling. And you can open up this card and you can see that I also stamped the inside, excuse me, and I have a little bit of bling right there. Now this is a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card, and you really don't see a whole lot of 5.5 by 5.5s. I just like the shape of this card. I like the way the flowers turned out, so I thought let's do something different. So this is a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. What I also did was make this sweet little envelope, and I also stamped it there to go in, this card to go in here, and I'll also be showing you how to make this with my envelope punch board. So this is kind of not, I'm not going to show you how to do the whole full card because it would just take too long, and I can't show you how to run all these pieces through the Big Shot. It would take way too long. So I'm just basically going to show you how to do the stamping and how you get, this one here is solid, how you get these three different little cutouts here. It gives a 3D effect. I'm going to show you how to do that. But for me to have to go cut out all these pieces, it would be way too time consuming, so I can't do that, but I will show you how these stamp, and they do stamp wonderful. So it's kind of like a how-to video for me today. And this also, the sentiment here, you overwhelm me with your awesomeness. I love that sentiment, and that also comes with these stamps, and I'm going to show you those stamps right now. This is the new called Flower Patch stamp set. These are photopolymer stamps, and as you can see, this one here is pink. Yes, these do stain, not a problem, does not affect when you stamp. It doesn't matter what color they are, it doesn't affect your stamping. The stamps come out beautiful. But yeah, they do stain. Not a big deal. They work just as good as if they were perfectly clear. So this is the Flower Patch, and as you see, there's some sentiments on there. Happy blooming birthday, and then there's beautiful, and then of course this one here is what I have on this one card, and I am going to do this one here today for another card that I'm going to show you. I will try to put as much together as I can with this card, show you as much as I can, and we'll just kind of take it step by step and go from there. But this is the new Flower Patch, and they also have, which is amazing, these are called the Flower Fair framelets, and I will open these up and show you. These framelets go with these stamps, and there's a leaf for an example. So you basically stamp, take this little framelit, run it through your Big Shot, and then you will get a piece that looks like this. And I've already previously done these stamps. I've already cut them out and got them ready, did the stamping, did the run these through my Big Shot, got them all ready for you to see, because like I said, this would be really time consuming. But I will show you how to stamp this, and I also want to show you this leaf here. Now hopefully, let's see if I can guide you the right way. Okay, you see these two lamps stamped. I cannot talk. These two leaves are a little bit different. I don't know if you can see that. There's a, see how this one has like a, it's kind of got a texture to it, and then it's got the middle part. Now this is made with one ink, just one ink, and this is Pear Pizzazz ink. This leaf here was made with two different color inks. So one ink and two inks. So there is a little bit of difference, but I'll show you how to do both of those. So right now I'm going to take this card and I'm just going to set it right here for just a minute. But yeah, these are the framelits, and these framelits are wonderful. They all match with these stamps. They're terrific. If you have a chance to purchase these, stampers, please do it. This is a great thing for your stamping arsenal that you have. It's a must. These photopolymer stamps, I can't tell you enough how great these are. But let me go ahead and show you a little bit of how I did these here. Now, I previously, like I told you, previously cut some out already. As you can see, there's one layer. This is another layer, and this would be the third layer. So you can make all different kinds of shapes with these flowers, all different kinds of patterns. I love it. Now these here that I have that I previously did, of course they're standing up with, which you can't really see, but there's dimensionals on the back. I got them running. There's a dimensional here to give it that little bit of raised, a little bit of raised, I should say, effect. And so these are the ones that I have done. And as you can see how this one has a two-tone pattern, where this one here, both the same flower, just this one I did solid, this one I gave it a pattern. So see the different looks you can get? Great. These are great. So these are the ones I previously went ahead and made. And these are my little leaves. These are my bigger leaves here. So these are the ones we will be working with today. Changed up my colors a little bit, like this one here is pink, this one here was blue. So I changed up the colors. Colors are basically the same, I just changed up the different colors of flowers. So anyways, this is what I will be working with. But let's go ahead and show you how to do this. So I'm going to take out just a scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to leave that there. And for the first one I'm going to show you is the leaf. This is pistachio pudding. And I will show you how to do the leaf. Now I have the leaf attached already, as you can see, very clear, to my block. And what we want to do is we want to stamp that. Okay, just kind of put a little bit of pressure, not a lot. And then we can go ahead and we will stamp it. Okay, so this gives us this look. Okay, and that's with the one color. Now, this is Pear Pizzazz. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp right on top of that with this one here. Okay, and that gives the leaves in the inside of the leaf. So I'm going to give that a little press, lift it up, and place it right here in the middle of that leaf. And there you are. So now, let me look at this. That's one way of doing it. So 2 colors. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with just one color. So I'm going to take the same color. Let's just go ahead and use the Pear Pizzazz. And what you want to do is you want to press it in there pretty good. Give it some ink. Okay. What you want to do is you want to stamp off a little bit. Okay. Just stamp off just a little bit, tab it, just stamp off. Then re-stamp again. So now you are going to have that effect. Now this is what I mean when I told you you have that little bit of different effect. You see that? I think it's really kind of cool. Either way, it's awesome. And then I'm going to go right back in to the same color, that Pear Pizzazz. Go right back in it, ink up my leaves, go back down in this, lift up, and there you go. So there are the different ones you can do. So see how this one has that little bit of texture and this one doesn't? This is using one color, that's using 2 colors. So see what you can do with your inks. I mean, mix and match. I mean, make some darker, lighter, solid ones, it doesn't matter. But this is, you can do with 1 or 2 inks. That's why I said these are fabulous. So if you have a chance, oh, stampers, you have to purchase this set. This set is amazing. So I'm going to put these 2 colors away, and I am going to show you one of the flowers. And of course I stuck my hand in the ink, which is typical for me. So I'm going to put these 2 aside, and I'm going to get this Pool Party, and this is the light color one, and you almost want to start with the lighter background before you do your darker ones. I'm going to pull this leaf off. I'm going to grab this flower right here, which is this one right here. So I hope you can see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the Pool Party, give it a good pressing, and then give it a good stamp. There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. So next thing I want to do, okay, is I want to take my Island Indigo, which is a little bit darker ink, and we want to go ahead and we want to put this one, which will be the inside of this one here, which will be a little bit darker. So now we just kind of want to place this in the center as best as we can. Pop it in there, lift up, and of course I made a little error right there, didn't get enough ink on, but you can get the idea. That's how you get the two-tone. Or you can leave it, you know, the really light blue, and leave that solid, and like I did on this one here, you know, solid pink. That one I gave it a two-tone. So that's how basically you work your stamps. Now what you want to do is you want to take your framelits, and you want to match that framelit with the leaf framelit that's in here, run it through your Big Shot, and then you will come out with this. Okay, and that's what you do. This is how you work these stamps. And like I said, amazing stamps. I can't tell you. I just keep on telling you the same thing. I know you're tired of hearing it, but I just love these stamps. So what I'm going to do next, we're going to put this aside, and we're going to try to build our card a little bit. Let's try to make a card. So what I want to do is I want to start out with my base card, and I'm going to put this over here so you can see it a little bit. If I can get my camera in focus. There it is. This piece is a 5.5 by 11, and if you can see real closely, there's a little line right here. If you can see that, that is a score mark. I marked on the 11-inch side at 5.5, and basically all this is just basically you just scored it in half because you want a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. Score it in half, give it a little varnish, and this is the base of our card. Okay, so now I have this little piece of DSP, cute, which is opposite of this one here that I previously, I'm just doing the other side, and they have some cute little polka dots in there. Now this is the Sweet Taffy Designer Series paper, and this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to put a little bit of snail on here, and we want to put this, I'm going to say maybe about 1 inch above the end of the card. You can vary that if you want. I just figure somewhere near about the inch mark, and we just lay that on top of there. And so now we have the base of our card going. Okay, and I also want to tell you about these pieces here. Now I did cut out this piece here, and I've already stamped it with Happy Blooming Birthday. I love that. I think that's so cute. The sentiment is very cute. Like I said, it also comes, the sentiment comes with the stamps, as I showed you in the beginning. There you go. There's sentiments in there that you can use. Now this piece here is a 1 inch by 2 3/4, and this is pumpkin pie. This is the second piece, which is 1 1/4 by 2 1/2, and this is Pear Pizzazz. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and take a little bit of snail, and I want to adhere this to this Pear Pizzazz. Get it about as even as you can, and there you go. That's our sentiment. This sentiment here that I did in this card, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than this one. I just scaled it down a little bit, and we're going to be putting that on this right here. So now what we want to do is we want to take the pieces that I had previously made, and I'm going to show you this one here and how to put this one together. This orange one I did not put together. I wanted to show you how to do it. This orange flower. I did put some dimensionals on the back. So we want to put some dimensionals on the back of this piece so that we can build this up a little bit and give it that like little 3D effect. And this one probably just needs a couple here. We want to peel this off. Oops. Right here. And we want to lay this on top of here as best as we can. There we go. And then we want to get one more, just a small dimensional. You don't need a very big dimensional. Put that in the middle here. And then we'll take that off. And we'll put it in the center of this one. I love these. Just look at that, how cute that is. Look at that 3D flower. Very, very cute. So what I want to do is I want to start with my leaves. I always start with my leaves. You don't have to. You can start wherever you want to as far as your placement goes. Like I said, I already have these on dimensional, so we're just going to peel these dimensionals off. Okay? And I usually, like I said, you just basically build your card. And I'm starting right there. with my leaf. I like that right there. I'm going to put this one here, and I know it's gonna be kind of boring for me to have you sit here and watch me take off these little pieces of papers on my dimensionals. But one more here. But I'm basically trying to show you how to build a card. You can, you know, let your imagination run wild. You can do whatever you like to do. So the next one I think I will put next to this pink one here. If I can get this little dimensional piece of paper off there. So basically, we're just building up our card. And I am going to place that somewhat, oh, let's say here. So hopefully you can see that. The next one I want to do is this yellow one here. Let's peel off those dimensionals. For some reason, I cut my nails yesterday, so they're not very long, and I'm having trouble trying to get these little dimensional pieces of paper off. I'm going to sit that right here. Okay, and for the last one is this one here, and I just put a couple dimensionals on the back of this one, and we will lay that right along here. Okay, now all we really have left is just the flowers, and I will go ahead and put those on so you can see how they work and how this card is coming together. So let's stick a leaf right in here, put one here, and on the other card I only had 2 big leaves on it. I decided to go ahead and do 3 big leaves. It gives a little bit of a different card effect. So there's that one, and let's see, we got 3 little baby leaves to put on, and I'm just going to put one right along here because he needs a leaf, and then I'm going to take another one and we are going to put it down here because I think he needs a leaf right here. Let's see, get him. Sometimes we need to work them underneath if you don't like the way it looks. You know, kind of working underneath. I don't like it there. I'm going to take this off, and I wanted to place it right here, and I'm very bad about this. I have like this thing about getting my things in the right place because I'm not happy if it doesn't. So here's the last leaf, and we will go ahead and we will put it up on top right here. So this little guy has a leaf. So basically, there's the card right there. And then we will take this piece here that we did, and I'm going to put a few dimensionals on there. And we can get this one here on the card. And let's get them off. Yes, you do use a lot of dimensionals. You don't have to do as many as I did, but I like the 3D effect. I like it where it pops up and gives it a little dimension. I like that, so that's why I do that. And we will set this right here. So basically, now, before I forget, I have to do this. We have to put some bling on this card because it wouldn't be me if we didn't do the bling. So here are my little rhinestones, and I am going to take one of these little rhinestones off and put it in the center of this card. And then I will take another dimension and put it in the middle of this little flower, and then one more goes over on this flower. And then I want one that's a little bit bigger than my rhinestones here. I want to take the bigger one and I want to put it in this one because that kind of fits in that circle perfectly. So there we go. There is the card. I think it's turned out really super cute. And before I tell you this piece of cardstock right here, I don't know if I told you, but this is baked brown sugar. Where this one here that I made the first time here, this is Sahara sand, so you can see the difference in the colors a little bit. Let me bring it back this way. This one's a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter. I just wanted to try a different card to see the color of the cards to see the difference. But that is basically the card. Now what I would do is I would go ahead and open this. I would stamp it right here in the corner or anywhere on here in each corner and use this flower here that we did. Use this flower, and I would give it a few leaves just to give it a little bit of texture like I did to this one. I think it's really cute. And then you have to have the bling. So there you go. So I will do that, but I won't do that right now. We will do that later. But that's basically our 2 cards. I think they came out really cute using different papers, different colors, and what we did on our flowers. So they came out really cute. Now, before I let you go, I want to go ahead, because this is such an odd card, and like I said, it's a 5.5 by 5.5. I want to show you how to make an envelope for this. And I will be using my envelope punch board. And I think this is the first time I may be using this on one of my projects. And it's going to be coming out more on my projects because you can make bows, envelopes, boxes, more than what you think you can do with this little envelope punch board. I love it. This row here, the first row on each one of these, the first row, will tell you the card size. I am over here because I am a 5.5 by 5.5. In the second column, it tells you your paper size. So basically, it's telling me I need a 9 by 9 sheet of paper. And I don't know if you can actually see that. And then over here, it tells me that I have to score, and I know you can't see that, I don't think, on the 4.5-inch score mark. So that's my markings. So what I had done is I had taken a piece of Whisper White. This is 9 by 9, and that's a big sheet of paper to get into my camera. But it's a 9 by 9. So what it said is that I needed to score on the 4.5-inch score line. So what we do is we slide this in, go over to here. Here you have numbers. Okay, can you see these? Okay, it goes from 1 to 5, and we need the 4.5-inch score mark. So that's where I'm going to place this. Okay, make it flush, punch it, and here, before I forget, is, I love this. Look what they did. They have like a little storage for it. Is your score tool. So we put it at the 4.5-inch mark, punched, and right here we will score. Okay, now you want to turn it 90 degrees. Okay, put it back at that 4.5-inch mark like you did before. Line it up. See if you can see this, but there's like this little, I call it a tail, I don't know what you want to call it, this little pointy thing. Make sure you take it and line your score mark up with that, and make sure it's at the 4.5-inch mark. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. There, it's at my 4.5-inch mark. Line it up, punch, and whoop, I scored off that. Not a big deal. Turn it again, and we're going to keep doing this, okay, until we do all 4 sides. Punch, score. One more. Make sure you line that up with this line here with your score mark. Make sure it's at the 4.5-inch mark line. Go ahead, punch, and score. Okay, so now this is our envelope. So you can see there's like these 4 little notches right here. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and crease on our fold lines, which we want to varnish a little bit. Just varnish these real quick. Okay, and we have this one here, and we have one more. Okay, so now we have what is the makings of an envelope. But it needs, you need to shut this thing, and how you're going to do it. So basically, we're going to take this part right here, and I am going to get my sticky strip. And let's see how my sticky strip works for me today, because sometimes it doesn't want to work. It doesn't always behave itself. It has a tendency to have a mind of its own. But today we're going to work with it. And like I said, this is a great product, this sticky strip. I wouldn't use anything else. This will hold your card in there, and this will not come out until whoever you give this to is ready to open it. It won't pull apart in the mail. Once the sticky strip is used, it is used very well. It will stay, and it won't come off. And then you will also do it at the top of this, because this will be our closure. So right now, as you can see, here is our sticky strip on here. I'm going to take my little piercing tool, see if we can get underneath here and get these little sticky pieces off. Look at it, this comes right off for me today. Oh, this sticky strip can drive you crazy sometimes, and look at that, no problems today. But anyway, so you want to take your 2 flaps, push them the inside, make sure they're in the inside, because this will be folded up, and you crease that down, and now you have your envelope. See, simple, not that hard. This will fit in here perfectly. Now you just have to be aware of your flowers because sometimes they have a tendency to stick up a little bit. But perfect. Fits in there perfect. So now you can actually send this through the mail, or you can just give it to somebody. But now you have an envelope that coordinates with it. You don't have to worry about, where am I going to find an envelope at? Now you have one. Now what I would do is I would go ahead, like I did on this one here. I have to stamp it in the corner. I would put some bling there, but I'm afraid it's going to get lost through the mail, so I just basically stamped it. I might go ahead and stamp that middle piece like I did on this one. Do that little fancy stamping, make it a little bit more decorative. So I probably will go ahead and do that. You don't have to do this. This is up to you. So anyways, that's how we do our envelopes. So I hope you learned a little bit with that today. I hope you learned a little bit in how to make these flowers. And oh, you have to at least try these Flower Patch polymer, photopolymer stamps. They are beautiful, absolutely amazing. And I hadn't even used all of the stamps that were in there. There is so much more that you can play with. As you can see, some of these haven't even been touched yet. You can see they're still really clear. I haven't played with these two yet. I haven't played with this one, this little stamp here. You know, there's a couple more in this box that I haven't played with. So, you know, you can make just about any different color flower in any different color combination. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen and stampers that are out there, I hope you enjoyed this card and doing the how-to with you today. I really enjoyed showing you. If you would do me a great big favor, and at the right of my blog there is a join this site. If you would put your email in there, I would really greatly appreciate that. And you can follow along with all my projects, my new up-and-coming projects. You can follow me if you put your email address in there. Also, I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think about this, because I'm really wanting to hear comments. Oh, I just love this stamp set. So please leave me comments. Below this video will also be a list of supplies that you need. Just click on those and it'll take you right to your product. You can also go to the top of my blog and hit the shop button and you can shop from there. So anyways, thank you so much for spending some time with me today and letting me show you how to use these stamps and how to make your envelopes. I really appreciate it. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And I hope you come back and see me again sometime soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day. Bye, everybody.